Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good afternoon. Welcome to part 11 of my Craftsman Lt2000 Repower project. It's not going very well. 11 episodes tells you that it's not going very well. The reason behind that is this is the third engine that I've tried to put on here. First it was a Kohler Courage, then it was a Kohler Command. Both those engines have multiple issues that won't allow it to run correctly or reliably. So now we just placed this Briggs vtwin on here that has a history of a bent push rod in the left cylinder. So today I'm going to try to correct why it was bent in the first place. There is a new rod in there that I put in there. However, I never rectified the reason why it bent in the first place. After doing a lot of research, it's pretty common for this engine to have that problem due to the overheating, possibly because there could be a rat's nest under here, and that running it for a long period of time allows it to overheat and it pops the valve guide on the inside. When it pops the valve guide on the inside, the rocker arms have no more movement, so then the cam pushes the push rod and bends it to sacrifice itself for the other components of the engine. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the valve cover off and try to see if the valve guide is indeed pushed out. If it's pushed out, I'm going to try to push it back in again with a socket, right? Banging it in, and then teening around it so that it won't come out again. I've never done it before, but I've seen some videos on how to do it. It did start up with go-go juice that we sprayed yesterday, so the engine does run, I believe. But it kind of sounded like for that 5 seconds or so that it was running, that it could be only running on one cylinder. Maybe because the valve guide is still not moving right. But you really couldn't tell because, again, it was just a spray of a little bit of go-go juice to allow it to run for about 2 seconds. Not 5 seconds, 2 seconds. So I'm really not sure. But I will remove this valve cover now, and we'll go check it out. Gotta change out of my clothes into some dirty clothes. Don't want to get my Red Max t-shirt dirty. So I'm gonna line up this area here with some rags because you're gonna expect some Earl to come out. These are 4 3/8 bolts. And for your knowledge and reference, this is a 406777 model engine. Good gaskets. And it's tight. Very tight. For me to get a good look at the valve guide, I'm going to have to loosen up these rocker arms here and remove them. I have to redo the clearances anyway because I remember that I wasn't sure about the orientation of it. The upper one is the intake, the lower one is the exhaust. The exhaust one has a metal one, and I believe it was the exhaust rod that I replaced with a metal one. I'm going to check again because we did run this for 2 seconds. I'm going to check it again and make sure it's straight and not bent. I'm going to remove this nut over here to loosen it. I have to do a valve clearance anyway. I'm using a ratchet because it's kind of delicate work, so I don't want to use an impact in case I strip a bolt or something. So just to be safe, I'm removing it with a ratchet. Good practice anyway. You don't want to be dependent on your impact all the time. Remind me, this is the bottom exhaust. Should I take them both off so we can compare? I might as well, right? Well, here, let's... Thank goodness the exhaust rod is not bent. Let's do the top one. I'm using this, take out one of these things. I need like a magnet though to kind of suck it out, you know? It's kind of difficult. There we go. Came out. The little keepers. There we go. Here is the spring. I'm keeping this spring in the same area as the rocker arm. And here is the, and I don't want to push in this valve because that would be a big problem. I'm going to get you close here. It is obvious that it has popped out. If you take a look at that over here, you see where there is evidence of dirt here and a line, and over here it's clean. So that's how much it popped out. More than 3 times the amount that it's supposed to pop out. You see this line here? This line was the original part. This was pushed out this much. So we're just gonna get a socket that's the same diameter as this one here, right? And push it in. And then I'm gonna teen it. I might put a drop or two of Loctite over here to kind of keep it in place. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Now when I do that, to make sure that I don't accidentally push the, I don't know, this is gonna be tough because look, when I use that socket thing, it could push it all the way in. So how am I gonna hold it to make sure it doesn't go in, unless I get a wire or something? So I was gonna just do this, put that on here so that it won't go all the way in, but then how am I gonna get the socket over it, you know? I might have to just take some wire and coil it around here so that it doesn't go all the way in. This is gonna be tough, actually. Because I don't want this to suck all the way in and then I'll have to open up the entire engine to get that valve back out again, you know? So, kind of difficult. Interesting, but difficult. So I've got this E10 Torx socket, and it's the same exact diameter as that. I've got this wire wrapped around the groove so that it won't go in, see? And I'm putting this over it, just like that, so I can just bang that in a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of red Loctite around that valve guide. You know what's dumb is that this is red Loctite, but it's in a blue container. The blue Loctite is in a red container. I'm just going to drip some red there. Red is permanent. Now it's drying and I don't have a hammer. Hammer! Where's the hammer? I should get this stuff ready before I do it, huh? So, see, it's drying, it's drying, it's drying, it's drying. I got it, I got it, I got it. Alright, so, just gonna bang this in. It's going in. Nice. Ooh. There we go. You guys see that? It's banged in up to the point where it was supposed to be. So I'm gathering that that's what it's that's normal, you know. So I think that's okay. Now I'm gonna be careful and try to place the spring back on with those keepers. That's a pain. So I just did the valve clearances and I'm cleaning up the gasket over here and the surface over here so I can replace the valve cover gasket. I couldn't find my feeler gauge and it was right there. You know, when you get older, you don't pay attention. Anyway, it's 4 and 6. So 4 is the intake, which is the top one, give or take, you know what I mean? And then 6 over here. Could be 7, but like I said, give or take. It's microscopic amounts, you know, but you feel it. And that's why they call it a feeler gauge. So as you saw, I took the spark plug out to get it to top dead center, tested the compression stroke, tested the exhaust stroke. I know this is top dead center at the compression stroke because it was somewhat looser than the exhaust. If it's wrong, then it's wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's much better than before, because before you couldn't even move this thing, you know what I mean? So I didn't do the teening because I figured the red Loctite is going to be good enough. And if it isn't, we'll just open it up again. But we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to replace this back on here again. And I guess try to give it a start. I'm a little concerned. Spark plug back in. By the way, it's one of those E3 ones. Looks okay. Okay, so I've got the valve cover on. It's on choke. It's about middle throttle. I just cleared the gas tank again because it had some leaves in it. I don't know how it got in there, but cleared the gas tank out, put some new fuel in there. The fuel shutoff is off, so fuel should be flowing. We're going to help it out again by putting a little bit of, because it's a fuel pump, you need it to help it start. And here we go. Almost. How about that, huh? You saw I put the camera closely so you can see the flames shooting out of both barrels. Awesome. Man, oh man, it started pretty well, you know, kept on running on its own. Took the choke off, which means the carburetor's clean, because if it was running on choke and then you took it off to run, if it didn't run, your carburetor was clogged. So the carburetor seems to be clean because it was running nice and smooth on full run and off choke. You saw me increase the throttle. It's fantastic. Let's test and see if both cylinders were running. And how you do that is with the Henry way. The Henry way is so simple. You just spray some water on the exhaust pipes, both of them. If they sizzle, it means they're both running. So let's try the right one. Oof, that's hotter than hell, man. You know that was running. You know that cylinder was running. Now this one. There you go. Both cylinders are running. See how it just sizzles? Now we need a muffler. Got a vtwin muffler here. It doesn't fit like this. It only fits like this. I'll have to do some tack welds right there. Push that up. It stays put, but I'm gonna put some tack welds right there to secure it, because this part doesn't secure under there. It's just matched up differently. Easiest way is to do some tack welds. Trigger's sticky. It's not good. This is just to hold it in place. I'm not even looking, closing my eyes. Awesome. That's it. Let's see what it sounds like now. Ooh, do I have to choke it? I think with these things you gotta choke it all the time. If it's charging. It is 13.679, 13.7, 71, 72, 73. So the stator is charging the battery. Awesome. That's awesome. We got a muffler on here now. This thing now works and runs good after we fixed the valve guide. Did the valve clearances on the left cylinder. Starts, runs, shuts off just fine. May need a little bit of tuning on the idle because it's still a little high on idle. I do need to find some kind of a choke cable as well as a throttle cable that can go onto the dashboard. You know, we tested the battery and it is being charged with the engine. I'm stoked, man. That was awesome. Making a lot of headway now on episode 11, huh? Tomorrow we're gonna figure out the cable. I think I might go in the back and look for a longer choke cable or throttle cable that we can put on, and then we'll be good. Then I'll attach the double stack pulley on here onto the two belts, the drive and the mower deck belt. And then of course, if you guys have this cover, not that I really care to be honest with you, but it would look better if I had that cover. If you guys have a cover like this that's just sitting around your yard, you're not using it, contribute to the channel. It'll be your contribution to the channel if you haven't bought a sticker or donated in the past 2, 3, 4 years. I'll mention you if you send me a cover. Let me know. So we're making some progress here, fellas. We got an engine that works, huh? And seems to run very well. So that's that. I do have to pick one of the hottest days of the year to do this too, with the muffler and all. So that's good. That's not going anywhere. So that muffler's in there. Of course, if I had to remove the engine, I'd have to hacksaw it off or sledgehammer that muffler off, you know, because you couldn't get it off any other way. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on episode 11. We'll see you guys on episode 12. Thanks a lot for joining me. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on
Mowers and Blowers. Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.